everybody. This is Brian.
Jason.
And this is the Perfectly Screwed Podcast.
Yes, it is. As Brian sips a Pabst Blue Ribbon.
I do, yeah. PBR.
Have you ever seen the South Park episode?
Of course.
Yeah, dude. It's like beer, but different.
But different. Look.
Dr. Pepper. Is it cola? Is it root beer? Nobody could possibly know.
Pat's Blue Ribbon, PBR, is the official drink of NASCAR.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
I don't like beer. I've never liked the taste of beer. I mean, when I was younger, obviously I would drink beer. But
I love the taste of beer.
the only time I ever
Clearly.
drink a Pabst Blue Ribbon, man, it's gross.
See,
I couldn't do it.
See, the rest of you guys don't know, for all of our listening audience, but around me, because I'm a lazy fuck, which is the same reason I haven't posted an episode in a month, which is why our viewership is down to like 2 people.
They don't have anything to view.
Yeah. Well, they do view it, though. I
Right.
mean, when I do post it, the 2 individuals that keep listening.
Me and you.
Yeah. No, it's not me, because I don't even download them. I don't even listen. So maybe you are one. Do you listen to them?
A lot of them, but not the last few we have. Not any of the last few we've done. So I would one of the 2.
No, okay. So we got 2 listeners besides us that are listening to them, because I haven't listened to one in a long time. I don't listen to them mainly because we did them. So it's kind of like I'm listening to it and I'm going, I know what's going to be said.
I like to listen just every now and then.
Just to see if we fuck up?
To see how good or bad it is, you know what
I'm
saying?
Dude.
But just like the last time I listened, like I felt like your voice was way too loud and mine was barely being heard.
Oh, that was like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you haven't listened to any of them that we posted earlier. But, yeah, there are 2 listeners. Although I have
and we thank you.
Yeah, we thank you, whoever you are. I have listened to the older ones, though, not too long ago. And they're horrible, some of them. The sound quality is just straight shit.
Well, we had that experiment with like the soundboard there for a while.
Oh my God.
A nightmare.
Well, not only that, I coughed through the whole damn thing.
Oh yeah. We used to smoke all the time. Now you don't smoke.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't smoke.
Not only did you chain smoke cigarettes, but you would just rip bowls.
Yeah.
Just big fat.
Just big fat bong hits. Yeah.
Just hack. But that's neither here nor there.
No, it's not. So what are we doing today's episode?
No, I was watching a video on Mars.
Yeah.
And I just thought it's an interesting topic.
What did the video say about Mars? Anything specific or just the planet in general?
The video, they were like pointing out anomalies
on Mars.
Things that look like ancient structures, statues. Mm-hmm. There's even a picture where it looks like it could possibly be pyramids and a sphinx.
No shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And the pyramids are just eroded away. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They're rounded. They look like hills. But like the Valles Marineris, like that's interesting. I mean, this thing is basically the Grand Canyon on steroids. Mars is 53% smaller than the Earth. Mm-hmm. So, and the Valles Marineris is a canyon that stretches like 1,000 miles across the Mars landscape.
No shit.
Yes, and it's huge and deep. I mean, the tallest mountain in the solar system is on Mars. Olympus Mons.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Well, they know that at one time there was an ocean on Mars. And they've proven
that's the thing.
that there
It's
was
just interesting.
well, there was a NASA has already said that at one time Mars could have sustained life. There was definitely water. There was a huge ocean. Well, see what bugs me and always has about Mars, about something about Mars is the Fermi paradox. Is the unexpected silence of the cosmos under the assumption of mediocrity. Now, to understand that, what it says is that if you see evidence in the cosmos of something abnormal, then it couldn't have happened naturally in this aspect. So what we're saying is, like, okay, for instance, they have found concentrations of 129Xe in the Martian atmosphere. There's evidence of 80 Kr abundance and intense of 1014 centimeter squared flux. Yeah, flux. I said flux. Flux.
The flux capacitor.
Which what that means is that they're
what makes
basically
time travel possible.
yes, it's what makes time travel possible. But there's radioactivity that they are finding on Mars that can only be produced from a thermonuclear explosion
suggesting
on the surface.
A nuclear weapon.
Well, either that or a reactor. But either way, that
Right.
shows that at one point in time there had to be intelligent life on the planet.
Well, and like the Valles Marineris, it's what's a kilometer? I mean, a kilometer is almost a mile.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not quite, right?
Right.
Is it not quite a mile, or is it more than a mile? A kilometer.
I don't know.
Well, it's close.
Let me look it up.
Yeah, but anyway, it's close to a mile when you're talking about kilometers. And the Valles Marineris is 4,000 kilometers long, 200 kilometers wide.
Okay, 1 kilometer is 0.621 miles.
So a little over half mile.
Yeah, a little over half a mile.
So 4,000 kilometers would be a little over 2,000 miles long, right?
2,485.
200 kilometers wide. So that's over 100. 160, 170 miles wide.
124 miles.
124 miles wide. 7 kilometers deep.
Well, that's actually easy because it's 4. Well, a little over 4.
So you're right? 2,000 some miles long.
Good
120.
God.
Yeah.
That's like
4 miles deep.
That's like the whole state of Indiana down here. 2,000 miles.
Yeah.
That's probably
north
from
to south.
Yeah, north to south.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, dude, 2,000 miles?
That's even farther.
That's here
That's
to fucking
from
California.
Yeah, that's from here to damn near the ocean.
Yes.
The top
West.
of Indiana to the ocean. Even
West
south.
Coast. Yeah.
You could go from Indiana to the Gulf of
Miami.
Mexico. Yeah, to the Gulf of Mexico is about 2,000 miles.
4 miles deep.
Good God.
Compare that with there's evidence of a nuclear explosion.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's people that the way it looks like an electric charge. Like if you were to put an electric charge like on a piece of wood, it would form a pattern, right? That's what this Valles Marineris looks like.
Well, see,
And so if think about it, if Mars is Earth-like at some point in time,
yeah, and it definitely was.
Water.
They know for a fact.
water, oceans,
Vegetation.
they found life.
Yeah, they found vegetation.
Just Earth,
Yeah.
in general, but it's Mars, and somebody sets off a nuclear explosion
Too.
that causes a goddamn 2,000 mile long fucking. I mean, how big of It's going to blow the atmosphere out. It's going to destroy any life on the planet. Mm-hmm. And what you're going to be left with is what you're left with today.
Well, see what
But that doesn't mean that there wasn't life just like there is today, dude. We could do the same goddamn thing to the earth right now.
Oh, yeah, easily.
Just human beings. We could set off a fucking bomb that would completely destroy life.
Well, they found patterns of excess abundance of uranium and thorium on the Mars surface. And they know that there was 2 large thermonuclear explosions on Mars in the past, based on the pattern of thorium and radioactive potassium gamma radiation. The explosions were centered in the North Plains in Mare Alcadum, near Cydonia Mensa in the Utopia Plenum. Both locations are possible archaeological artifacts. Now, the isotopes that they found in the air of Mars shows an open-air nuclear explosion. And it is exactly the same pattern as the open-air nuclear tests that we've done on Earth. So, hold on. Let me say that again. They have found nuclear radiation in the atmosphere of Mars that matches exactly to nuclear bombs set off in our atmosphere when we tested them here on Earth.
Right.
And it's characteristic of neutron fission, rather than what's produced by nuclear reactors. So, not only that, look, what we do, okay, is fission. Okay, that means splitting atoms. That's what a nuclear bomb is. Nuclear reactors don't split atoms like that.
Right.
So, it's saying, basically, there is no way it could have been a nuclear reactor. It had to be a bomb. It couldn't be natural because it's in the atmosphere. Meteorites would hit, make an impact. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then you would have the nuclear there. Or you'd have the radiation right there at the impact site. But they're not finding an impact site. They're finding it in plains, in the atmosphere above these plains of Mars. Wide open spaces. Okay, flat land. So therefore, the only way that could have been done is if a nuclear bomb was set off somewhere in the lower atmosphere of Mars.
Right.
That's the only possible way it could have been done. So, like you said, is it possible that there was life on Mars? I want to postulate that it's possible that we were the life on Mars.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And very possible.
You know, that's what I've said from the beginning. Because if you look at, what is it, the Anunnaki, right? Isn't it Anunnaki? Is that
Anunnaki?
Anunnaki, right. If you look at that, they said they came here and made us from another planet. Well, who's to say they didn't come from fucking Mars trying to escape the nuclear war that was going on up there?
100%. 100%. And that would make and who's to say they're not spacefaring?
Yes.
I mean, all we're talking about is time. Because we're there right now.
You're right.
We're
not
there,
too
there
far.
Right now. I mean, in the public eye, we're almost there. We're about to take people to Mars publicly.
Right.
So behind the scenes, government-wise, like technology, what we really do fucking have, dude, we can fucking probably fly around in space and survive and go create life on other planets. And like you said, maybe it started on Mars, become technologically to the point, but it would still suggest we're still this warring species, right? Because like I said, we're at any moment right now on this planet, there's fucking how many wars going on. Somebody drops a bomb, people are still going to survive.
Mm-hmm.
But it would also make sense why there's all these reports of UFOs around nuclear fucking warhead sites.
Right.
And they can fucking turn them
Right.
off and on. And
Right.
basically, like, we're not going to let you do this.
Right, because we've already seen what happened.
Right. We already know what will happen. Right.
Right. And actually, you know, if there was enough nuclear devices set off all at once on a planet, and like you said, Mars is smaller than Earth, so a smaller planet, it would completely destroy the atmosphere. It would completely wipe out the whole planet.
Absolutely.
And once you destroy the atmosphere, then the
You
sun
destroy
comes
life,
in.
yes.
Right. It turns that planet into dust.
And that's what also is crazy to me. So if you think about it reverse, if you read the creation in the Bible and you reverse it to how would we make Mars like Earth?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you would go to Mars and it has no atmosphere, right? That's the problem. As far as life and humans living on the surface, see, that's the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you can get to Mars, you can survive underground. As long as you're protected from the surface because of the sun's radiation. So you would have to go and somehow create an atmosphere, and it can be done.
Mm-hmm.
You go to the fucking north and south pole of the planet, if you can heat it up enough to start sending gas, and you start melting whatever is on the fucking north and south pole of the planet, right? And this is going to send gas and vapors and everything into the atmosphere. If you do it for long enough, and you can melt it hot enough, or whatever the fuck you do, you're going to create the firmament.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to create the waters that divide the waters.
Right.
Right? This is the creation story. And then, eventually, when you build up enough atmosphere, and it starts blocking the sun's rays, and it does whatever it does, it's time. Right? Over time, it's going to turn into oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, all the fucking elements that make up the earth, right? And then vegetation's going to start growing. And then little insects are going to start fucking develop, and then birds are going to be flying. Dude, it's the creation story. And then the last thing that's going to come in are people.
Right.
And who's going to put them there? We are. The people that terraformed the planet in the first fucking place, dude. And there's nothing saying that that's not exactly what's happened here. There's actually everything saying that that's exactly what's happened here.
Well, not only that, if you look at Mesopotamia, which is one of the oldest we know societies on this planet, okay, archaeologists went to ancient Mesopotamia looking to prove the Bible story. Have you ever heard about this? What they found instead when they started uncovering ancient Mesopotamia is tablets.
Yeah.
Just like the Emerald Tablets, which was the story of the Anunnaki.
And what they start uncovering is that the Bible story is plagiarized and copied older stories.
Yes. Much older stories.
Right. Stories
Much
that we
older.
really can't. I mean, people can. I mean, me and you can throw a date out there that's just as fucking logical as any other date.
There is no date.
No, there's a mainstream date.
Yes.
Around 5,000 or 6,000 years ago.
Which we know is to be incorrect at this point.
That's 100%. It's already been proven that it can't be true, right? It has to be older.
Oh yeah, much.
And then it's just a question of how much older.
How much older?
Because it could be millions of years.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, here's some more interesting things about Mars. See, it's called the Sidonian hypothesis. And they've done a model of Earth-like eroded archaeology and compared it with Mars artifacts. They used the pyramids at Giza and the Sphinx and Olmec heads as analogs under the principle of mediocrity with attention to the details. And doing this, the new images of the face at Sedona Mensa, which is on Mars, confirms.
Yeah, the face on Mars.
Right. They took the face on Mars. What they did is they put it into a thing and said, what would happen if it eroded like the Sphinx and everything? And they've confirmed that there are eyes in this face now. There is a nose, a mouth, a helmet. And there is structure with additional details like nostrils and helmet ornaments clearly seen in the images with details at approximately 1/110th scale of the face.
Yeah, and it's huge.
The new imagery also confirmed by NASA that the pyramid structure seen in Viking images of the DNM pyramids and new high-resolution images show evidence of collapsed brickwork in these pyramids on Mars.
Yeah, look at this picture. This is taken from the NASA rover. That's that pyramid with the Sphinx in front of it.
And that's the one they found
and
with bricks.
What's funny is Cairo in Egyptian, Cairo means Mars. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Cairo literally means Mars.
Mm-hmm. They also now have a face in front of the pyramids, what you were saying, that Sphinx thing. And it clearly shows with NASA's new images that a facial structure is evident with eyes, nose, mouth, and helmet. And high-resolution imagery shows symmetric brickwork around the nose region of this figure. The civilization. Civilization. Shut up, fucker. The civilization appears to have been primitive and indigenous to Mars. But see that again. You're saying primitive because maybe you don't understand it.
Right.
Maybe they were actually quite advanced. Because if you look at the pyramids...
If you're building a pyramid, you're fucking way above primitive.
Yeah, way above primitive. And not only that, but, okay, all of a sudden now you've got all these pyramids in ancient cultures on the Earth. Why would there be these pyramids if they didn't build them on Mars?
Exactly. Well, and just common sense would tell you, if they're on Mars, they were there first.
Correct. Yeah.
Right?
Right.
But what I found the most fascinating about it is because we are going to Mars. Mm-hmm. Well, first and foremost, we've been on Mars. We can send robots to Mars that mm-hmm. drive around and take fucking pictures, right? Mm-hmm. Well, eventually, given enough time, we could build a fucking robot. We could build a human fucking robot that can go on Mars and walk around mm-hmm. and collect information, which is what we are. But my thing is, if we were ever to actually make Mars habitable like the Earth is right now on the surface, first thing we would do when we went there is we would go underground, right? And you would build like domes, biodomes, or gardens mm-hmm. of Eden. Mm-hmm. And you would set shit up there first. And all the while, dude, you're trying to terraform this planet into growing and converting into what the Earth is. Mm-hmm. And if eventually it got there and you were to put humans on the surface of it, wouldn't there still be the people underground who started it and have been running it all along And isn't that what could be going on? Like,
You know what's funny?
couldn't it be the giants in the earth in those days? Is
Oh, yeah.
exactly what we're talking
Yeah.
about. Martians
Oh, yeah.
that came here and they lived on Mars, dude. So they're not just gonna, even if they found Earth like it is right now, even if they found it this way, they're not just going to be able to go on the surface coming from Mars.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the atmospheric adjustment to it is not. They're going to not be able to survive.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be way better off to survive underground.
It's amazing because we might actually be trying to go to a planet that's actually home.
Yeah, and
We
that's-
consider Earth
right.
home, but what if we're actually trying
Because
to
the-
go back home?
Like it feels like everybody instinctually
Wants to go to Mars.
knows we need to, or
Yeah.
for some reason we have to, or
Right.
But it would also only make sense, dude. We're just a fucking little ball flying around in outer space, dude. It's just a matter of time. Like anybody with any sense would say, it's not if, it's when.
Oh, yeah, when the Earth
When
becomes
something's
destroyed.
going to happen. Like,
Yeah.
and when you say destroyed, like when we say destroyed, what we really mean is something that happens that is destructive to us as humans.
Well, all life on this
Yeah,
planet.
you know what I
but,
mean?
yeah.
Like an asteroid comes in and fucking hits the Earth and fucking unless it's a fucking humongous like it's not just going to blow the Earth up.
Yeah. Well, it won't blow the Earth up. It's already happened once. Look at the dinosaurs.
Right.
Right. We know for a fact that it's already
When
happened.
you say it's the end of the world, what we mean by world is humanity.
Yeah, and it
not
actually
the end of the Earth.
it wouldn't be the end of humanity because it's happened more than once.
No, because
It happens-
Because as long as we can predict, as long as it doesn't happen instantly, and we can see it coming, you know what I mean? Then we can. There's people that have fucking mansions
look.
built underground right now.
Look, it happened during the dinosaurs age. Then, during the Ice Age, it has been proven that multiple large asteroids hit this Earth and flooded
Flooded it,
and
yeah.
destroyed tons of humanity.
Right.
Whole cities were sunk immediately under the ocean. We know this because we found them.
Yeah, because it's written, and now we're finding the proof of the writings.
Right.
Yeah.
So, it's not, like you said, if, it's when. Because eventually, it'll happen again.
Yeah, and so it would only make sense as a human race that you would want to colonize off Earth just mathematically,
Yeah.
to better your chances
Right.
of the race never going extinct.
But you know what's funny? All of natural things that happen in this universe, it might destroy some life, but it doesn't wipe out the whole planet. Only us can wipe out an entire planet.
Right.
Because if we set off enough nuclear devices, we would destroy the ozone layer completely, and the sun would bake this planet and turn it into Mars.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
So only we can actually destroy ourselves.
But even then, though, there would still be survivors.
Yeah.
And the survivors would be the people setting off the fucking bombs.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously they would know it's coming.
Right.
They could prepare to live.
Right.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. It's possible that it's a back and forth,
Yeah.
right? We're just a fucking piece of shit species that cannot stop killing each other, and we blow up this planet, and
We
colonize.
started over.
We'll colonize Mars, then we blow it the fuck up, and then we colonize Earth again. I mean,
We're just going to go back and
Yeah.
forth. Yeah.
and
Well, it's possible Mars was being destroyed, and we saw Earth as a viable option.
well, yeah, we're close.
Well, not only that, it was probably semi like it is today.
Sure.
You know, jungles, ocean. They were like, hey, we're not too far from this planet. We can get right there. And,
Right. Yeah, it's right there.
Right. And it's habitable, so we can get there. You know what I'm saying? The only problem is, Right now, Mars is inhabitable. So if we destroy the Earth anytime
Well,
soon,
and
we're fucked.
that's why I think, probably the most important thing is that we can get there. Because, we're talking about vast distances.
Yes.
And until...
Well, the Earth is 93...
But see, it's also very, I don't know. It's very possible that the government has fucking technology that can open wormholes, that can send us instantly to Mars.
I would not believe it, yes.
But either way, because it's a planet, because it's reachable, then not being habitable isn't necessarily the problem, because we can if we're technologically advanced enough, we can overcome that too by terraforming it.
Well, even if you can't terraform, you can always make biodomes. I mean,
right.
Biodomes
Like I said,
are completely
go underground.
Well, you don't even have to go underground. They can obviously make a structure above ground that works just fine.
But see, there's also all these
I mean, we have the
all these
technology
there's all
to
these
block
colonies and
UV
shit
rays
that we found under the ground.
Oh yeah,
here on Earth.
Oh yeah,
and people always jump to the conclusion that it was a human civilization living on Earth that went underground and had to build it. But why couldn't it have been an off planet on Mars that first got here, and they're the ones that built that shit?
Oh yeah,
so
quite possibly.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, this was our episode on Mars. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, later.